Hey the boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to finally another Overwatch video. So today I want to talk a little bit about the Season 6 placement matches and a couple of changes that Blizzard actually made to the placement match system in order to enhance it a bit. Now, before we get right into today's video, I just really quickly want to apologize for the lack of content lately. I had to finish a last paper for university, which was taking up a lot more time than I had expected it to, but I'm finally done, so I have now more time again to make more videos. Now let's talk a little bit about the placement matches, and I can already hear you guys, man, where's the Tracer gameplay? I want to see Tracer gameplay. But sometimes, guys, you just gotta switch to what the team composition really needs, and in this case it was Ana. So, since I'm kind of decent playing Ana, even though I haven't played her in a while, so the gameplay might not be super awesome, I still think that I pulled it off actually quite well. So that's why you see some Ana gameplay right here in the background. And I also wanted to feature one of my first gameplays that I had for the placement matches, so that's why you can see that instead of another gameplay. So far, I really did not have had the chance to play Tracer in my placement matches, so as soon as I get to play her, I will definitely post some gameplay of that as well. Alright, so now let's talk about the new system for the placement matches in Overwatch in Season 6 compared to the other 5 seasons. Now, if you've played any of the last seasons, you probably know that after the placement matches, you were usually ending lower than where you were last at your last season. Now, this was for many people a little bit frustrating and annoying when you had to just get all the SR back that you previously achieved. Now, Blizzard's reasoning behind this, and this is actually confirmed, so they actually did say that on the forums, is that they wanted to put you lower in the beginning, but then again also reward you with a higher SR gain, meaning that in the beginning of the season it would be easier for you to climb. However, even though I can understand the reasoning behind it, it was still very frustrating for most players because you essentially just lost all of that, and then you had to just, of course you had the SR gain, which kind of made up for it, but you haven't, like, it wasn't really necessary to have that in the first point. Like, just let you continue to where your placement matches would usually lead you, and then take off from that. And I think this is actually how the new system is now. So far I haven't really completed my placement matches yet. So if you have any knowledge about it, please let me know your outcome of the placement matches in the comment section down below. I'd really like to hear where you were last season, and I do not mean your season high, but your last SR where you did end, and then again your SR where you landed after your new placement matches in Season 6. Now, essentially, what should happen is that it should count as normal wins and losses. So if you lose 5 and you win 5, you should probably end up at about the same SR that you ended at last season. And if you win more or all of them, you should be higher, and if you lose all of them, you should probably be lower. Again, taking into consideration a little bit how you did perform the matches and stuff like that. But overall, I think this is a better idea. Now, of course, there were also a couple of players complaining about that, and those guys are mostly the ones that want like an SR reset, which is a horrible idea, by the way, and I'll make another video on that and why that is the case. But in general, they were saying stuff like, well, why do we even have seasons if it's just like ending at the same SR anyways? And those guys essentially want to only have your placement matches determine your rank, so that you could be bronze or GM no matter where you were previously. And I think this is a horrible idea because Blizzard already has a pretty good idea by stat tracking of where you should be at or where you kind of belong. So I think if you go completely lucky in the first 10 matches and then you go to GM, but you're essentially a bronze player and just got carried, that could really lead to even more and problematic scenarios than we already have. So that's definitely a bad idea. And another thing that why seasons are actually a thing is, first of all, I think they kind of help you to determine what kind of season you were playing in. For example, Season 3 there was like a triple tank meta, Season 5 you had, Season 4 you had dive, and Season 5 you had throwing, stuff like that. So essentially, it makes it easier to label. Also, whenever there's a new season, players are more encouraged to actually come back and play, since Blizzard, again, is updating games so often and frequently, there are many meta changes. For example, right now, Junkrat, especially with his new ultimate, is way too overpowered in my opinion, but I can also make another video on that one. Now, these were my kind of thoughts and what was happening with placement matches. So far, mine didn't go all that well. They're kind of okay, but I never really do well in my placement matches. I don't know, I usually just play better after that. And yeah, I think this already wraps it up a little bit for this video. Let me know how your placement matches did go. Let me know in the comment section, I would really love to hear that. And yeah, I think it's much for now, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.